the forbidden SSX game. I figured one day I had to try this. I've only ever heard of it. I've never even seen anything about it. Nothing like that. I just hear this is a game that existed, and a lot of people apparently didn't like it. That's all I know. So it's on the Wii. I think it's probably bad motion control or something, but hey, I got through Wii skiing snowboard, so I can probably handle this too. Famous last words I know, but... Moby! Ray first person I see, that's fantastic. You've won me over so far. Moby tends not to get acknowledged in lots of the games except for Tricky, but he was one of my favorites in that one. Maybe because he was a bit too grounded as a character, I don't know. Anyhow though, as I was saying, I have... Hi JP. I have... Was this where Griff first appeared? He is also in Deadly Descents, or 2012, however you want to call it. But, I had no idea where he came from. Sky too, I think? I was like, who are these people? But, when did this come out? This came out after, yeah, this would have to be after On Tour. So this is the only SSX game I never played. So I figured someday I had to play this thing. Because I really, really liked, the SSX series kind of meant a lot to me. I like Tricky a lot more than anything else. I won't go through my whole tier list right now. But to navigate the menus, you have to point at the screen. Oh no. Between 1 and 2.5 meters. Okay, thank you. That's very specific. But, this game does not rotate your pointer as you rotate your Wii remote. Yeah, I won't make the whole tier list or anything right now, but I think Tricky was the first game I ever played, in fact. So, I've always cared a lot about the series. So, I figured I ought to see all of it. So here we are. Thank you for this whole tutorial. Okay, I do have my nunchuck right here. I just didn't have it plugged in yet because I wasn't sure this game would use it. But here we go. There we go. You probably heard that. Also, this game's wonderful licensed soundtrack, probably. I suspect it's licensed. Aw, man. Are they gonna go way over the top on the motion controls like this? I have a feeling that this is how things might be here, but here we are. Actually, hold on. How like my name be? This is a lot of space they're giving me. I never get to write my whole name, it's too long. I think back in the day, I don't know if it's the case anymore, it was actually the length limit for YouTube usernames. Well, this seems decidedly unlicensed maybe so far. I have no issue with licensed soundtracks for games, in fact they can be great, but the tricky part is for making videos, how much space do I have? A lot. Tricky part for me is though for making videos, like, licensed music can really get in the way. I'll say right now, if there's ever a part of this game where, or a part of this playthrough where like the game audio just goes silent for a minute or so, with no warning, it's probably because I had to remove some audio in the in post, so the video won't get muted. Alright, first things first, you have to turn on captions and stuff like that. Music DJ, I do hear there's a DJ. SSX3 had that and that was okay too. Even Tricky I had Roselle, but that's not really a DJ the same way. Ooh. You might see what these are someday. Oh, interesting. Codes. You don't see those these days. Just volume, HUD on or off. Okay, that's not as specific as I might like. Controls I imagine we'll see later if we want to change them somehow. Can you just remap everything? No. Wait. Tune controls. Oh, I see. You can move the bar completely to the left, you'll turn using only the nunchuck. Stick and nunchuck. Stick and movement. And why is it stick and nunchuck? Why not also the remote? This is interesting. I'll have to come back to this. This sounds very interesting. I may end up going full stick, I would not be surprised, but we'll have to see. I'll give it a chance. Hey, I got through Wii Skiing Snowboard with nothing but motion controls, so not that big of a deal to me. Oh geez, where did I go? I have an awkward situation with my desk here and the sensor bar, so... Rewards. What do I get rewarded for? I'll get to the tutorials in just a second. Art, I guess? Also, I've already been rewarded for not having done anything. It's pretty astounding. We're making good progress so far. Okay, I can see them already. They're just like barely covered up. It's just a smaller version of the rewards. The real reward is the bigger version, I guess. Anyways. Alright, that was probably enough messing around. That was all 5 minutes, jeez. Apologies for the slow start, but hey, getting settings and whatnot set up correctly is important. Is there a canonical order for these things? I feel like starting and stopping is probably a good idea. Oh, I got snowballs. That was a thing in a cheat in On Tour. I don't think I'll ever play On Tour on this channel. I did play it plenty. One has to wonder what groove is. We'll see. Is that just what the meter you fill up to do Uber tricks in this game? I have a feeling it is. Alright. Play a stop within 3 zones. Okay, sure. Tutorial 2. 2! You didn't tell me what the numbers were earlier, I don't think. Hopefully I don't need to keep this thing on the screen. Am I, like, producing snowflakes? I am. That's weird. Okay, come on. Alright. Move the stick forwards. Move the stick back to break. Okay, that makes sense. They're starting with skis, interestingly. Interestingly! Oh, my nunchuck does dumb things sometimes. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you might have to get used to this issue. My nunchuck sometimes, Oh, I'm not trying to press things. Ah, game. But, in On Tour I usually use skis, actually. Oh, man. Yeah, I'll get this working eventually. It does dumb stuff for a little bit, and then it starts being sane again, if you give it some time. We good? No? Hold on. There we go. This isn't really a tutorial as much as it is just, like, do what the game told you to do. I'm not trying to jump. Oh, geez. Is this my nunchuck doing all this? Yeah, usually it backs up for a little while if I haven't used it in a while, and then it gets okay again. So sorry for the awkward startup here. I have a very old... Yeah, it's the C button. It thinks the C button's getting pressed, but it's not. I'm definitely not pressing buttons, though. Jeez. I'm not sure it's making me jump. Oh. Yeah, we'll get used to this. I'll make it work. I stopped only 1 time. Yeah, I'm aware. Ah, jeez. Oh, now I have just all the music. I was a lot more cheerful once I failed. It's weird. You start moving at an awkwardly fast pace. But anyways, that's what I was saying. And On Tour I actually usually use skis. I feel like they were just slightly objectively better gameplay-wise than not using skis. That is about using a snowboard. Yeah, so I can use the stick and the nunchuck. I'm not sure why I would do both simultaneously right now. We'll find out if there's a real reason to do that or not. I cannot... Why can't I just use the buttons or anything to navigate that menu? Okay. Let's start with tutorial 1, I guess, which is probably the one to the left of that, carving. Odd art style this game has. I'm not really sure what the inspiration for it was. It's weird to me that I feel like SSX never really managed to find its identity after the first 2 games. Like, it had a different art style and everything, every single game. Okay, just steer. And for larger turns left and right, use the nunchuck. For smaller turns, use the stick left and right. What an odd idea. Oh. And to ruin your life, use a nunchuck that doesn't work quite right. Alright, we're getting there. Oh. I can't move the... game. I have to use the darn point at the screen. Controls. Not a big deal. Alright. Yeah, I'm trying to... Yeah, interesting. I'll have to get used to this. It took me a while to get used to the other games too, that had similar controls. Okay. The main thing is just my nunchuck not doing silly stuff and making me jump and whatnot. But that's a me problem. That's a hardware problem. We're getting better here. I don't really see the gates though. Do you? I just see arrows. Okay, there we go. Here I can use the D-pad. Why can't I use it anywhere else? Honestly, if you don't mind, game. Oh, what? Options. Oh, what in the world? Game? It's nice I control this anywhere, but seriously. Okay, if I just do full use the stick mode, I might play around with this a little bit. Oh yes, all this wonderful progress I'm gonna lose. I might play with tuning this a little bit to make it not be stick only. But for the moment, let's try only stick. I feel like this is gonna be more reliable. I don't feel like the nunchuck's gyro is very good. I don't think that's something good to rely on for controls. Yeah, this feels... Okay, now this feels fantastic by comparison. I mean, I have a lifetime of experience of, like, carefully tapping a stick or D-pad over and over to make fine adjustments, so that's no problem to me. I think the thing is with the... I do think that when you... Is JP even more stereotypical now? He doesn't even look like JP in any sense. He just looks slightly stereotypically French, so I figure that's JP. But as I was saying, I think it's a fully binary you are turning or you are not sort of thing with the stick, even though, you know, it's like an analog stick. The point is that it's analog. Don't know why they would do that, but even if that's how it works, I can still just move the stick carefully and just adjust finely, so it's not a problem to me. Jump through 5 rings. Okay. Tell me how to jump. Yep, that's why that was happening. Great, more motion controls. Again, like, that's not new to me. I can live with that. To go faster, you hold up, too. Okay. To crouch. Nope. Okay, I am confusing myself a little bit here by using motion controls to jump, but stick to by using the stick to so it's a little like Elysium Alps over here in terms of layout. This is interesting, but using the stick to turn and then motion controls to jump is throwing me off a little bit, admittedly, which is kind of my own fault. I might actually try the alternative at one point, where I use basically exclusively motion controls. Which sounds like a terrible idea, truth be told, but... It might not be so bad when I'm already using motion controls for other stuff. There we go, we're getting there. Usually first episode I spend a little bit of extra time. I go beyond the usual 15 minutes. I'll probably do that today too. In part because we haven't got into the game yet proper. Just seeing what it's like to play this thing. Getting comfortable. Like I said, I suspect the main problem a lot of people had this was with the controls, so see if I can get a hold of those. Grind. It's funny to, I didn't think to myself, oh yeah, I played another snow sports game for like a lot of time already that isn't this, on the Wii. That is Wii Ski and Snowboard. But yeah, I've played that and now this feels funnily similar. Also in terms of visual direction, almost similar too. Anyways, just go onto the rail. And then just use your usual controls to keep your balance, okay. So can you rotate your board for extra balance in this game like in here we go. I feel like I tend to rotate the opposite direction of what I expect. In the air while I use the stick. I'll figure that out at some point, probably. Yeah, it tends to rotate me the opposite direction I expect when I press left or right. I don't know why that is. But okay. Oh! This is a very awkward loading screen, by the way. Really dull, I guess? It's just a static image, essentially. Okay, how do we do that? Oh. Okay, I'll see how these work. Okay, left and right, up and down. Makes sense. To stop tricks, press and release A or B. That's peculiar, but okay. It's probably how you hold up to crouch, but sure. Okay. So you just start rotating and you keep rotating. Oh. You just start rotating and then you keep rotating, it feels like, which is... that's rather peculiar. Why did I rotate the opposite direction I expect? That's so strange to me. Oh, no, don't do presses. It's probably my... pivots are just like fully superior, objectively superior in my opinion to presses. That's why I usually prefer skis. Yeah, that is weird. So you just have... you press something... so you use motion controls to start your rotation. That's so strange. You use motion controls to start your rotation, you press a button to stop your rotation. Instead of just holding something the whole time. Odd. I bet I can learn it. With some effort, but that's... very odd. Oh, okay, I tried to stop. Oh, it does another flip afterwards, though. Okay. Okay, I didn't think it was going to do another one. So it does another rotation afterwards. Oh. I think we almost got that there. And Ubers are withdrawing. Do you have to point at the... do you have to point at the screen for that? That's going to be an adventure. We'll see here. We're going to keep at it. So spins, spin, then just press a button immediately afterwards. So if you just start spinning, yeah, so you can start spinning and then press a button immediately afterwards. I guess for that links you to a 180 if you're going sideways, but if you accidentally start doing a flip too, that's the worst thing. That's an insanely fast flip, by the way, yeah? Okay, that's something. Getting some idea of what we're doing here. I think I'm seeing what people are talking about when they think this game has questionable ideas for controls, but hit collectibles with snowballs, okay. Controls! Swing it forwards and then release. Okay, you have to hold the... okay, it didn't say you have to start holding the B button beforehand, but presumably that's how we have to do that. That's what the tree seems to indicate. Okay, so you press B to pick up a snowball, and then you... okay, then you, yeah, I get the idea. Yeah, so you... when you're on the ground, you hold B to pick up a snowball. And then you swing and let go of B to throw the snowball. That's actually fairly... it's not too bad. You're doing so many kinds of movements so often in this game, it's a little obnoxious so far, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes from here. I feel like I can probably get comfortable with these, though. A little effort. I'll probably try to complete the tutorials in this episode. Uber tricks. Weird to think they weren't even in the first game, but... So you need groove to do that, presumably. Hold A in the air, and then draw a shape. Oh jeez. So make sure you're pointing at the screen the whole time. Oh, you have to... Oh, never mind. So is it just motion controls? Alright. Hold A. What kind of shape is that? Draw this... Okay. It's a little complex to start with, isn't it? As far as shapes go? Am I wrong to hold that opinion? I mean, I know what trick I'm trying to do here, but like... This is... Good try, you did literally nothing. Okay, so I pressed the button. Should I... So do I have to be pointing at the screen? The thing is, it looks like sometimes you need to use the nunchuck as well. Also, this is no licensed music so far, just interesting. Was that an attempt to do a trick, Uber trick, or was it not? Also, I don't have... Well, it still tells you to draw Uber shapes. So it starts really slow. I have snow on me, that's nice. So it starts a really slow rotation. Irrespective of Uber issues, that's not really what I expect. Okay, see, so that Z shape I think sounds more realistic. But I'm not getting any feedback so far. That's the tricky part. Yeah, so then you have to... I'm amazed they want to do such a complex motion, like in the middle of playing the game, but... Okay, well I did a movement that the game did not acknowledge, at least. That was just my nunchuck being a problem. Amazing. Seems like you have a similar fall over and recover system as in Contour. Nunchuck did not like that. Okay. I also need to have enough air, of course. That's a given, I guess. Okay, so I'm getting some feel for how to do, I don't know, like anything. But man, we better struggle through this sooner rather than later, I feel like, if we want to actually have any confidence at playing this, so... Yeah, so I guess not licensed soundtrack, I can live with that. Not in terms of musical quality, but in terms of, like, not having to edit these videos. That's useful for me. So if I can actually start one of these tricks on this jump, that would probably help me a little bit. Okay, that did not give me what I needed. It takes long to reload, I don't really want to restart either, but... I don't know how I end up doing these It's astounding that I'm doing all sorts of other rotations along the way, but that's not what I'm intending to do. Yeah, I can't do that jump. That big air would be really nice if I could use it to try to do an Uber trick, but... So I managed to trigger a couple times, and the game gives you no feedback as you're doing it. The weird thing is, it seems like you can still trigger other kinds of tricks at the same time, even though you're holding A, which gets in the way of doing the tricks you intend to do. So I'm just trying to draw the Z shape here. I don't know if I have to draw it on the screen or if I have to... Or just have to move in that direction. Neither seems to work reliably. Why did that? Okay, I'm not sure that killed the music. But... Come on now. I just want to get a shot at a trick right now. I think they try to connect the music to the gameplay, and it turns out to be very, very awkward. We're getting a start here, but might not be able to finish the tutorials this episode. So there was that loop shape too I could also try. Let's check. So right now my cursor is on the screen. Okay. It's weird that it doesn't seem to cancel any of the other stuff. If you're holding... I wish you could see, like, what I'm doing with the controller. Because in some of these cases, like... I'll try to do something, and then like a whole second afterwards I'll do a full rotation. Instead of anything else. A button and then draw a shape, and then release the button. Like this, that seems like it should be the easiest. A, move, let go. And all I did is a rotation. A, move, let go. No, not really. A, move, let go. I did something eventually. It'll be astounding if I actually manage to land it too, but... Yeah, I'm not sure how to do this reliably. Huh. Yeah. I don't know what... Thing is, I'm not entirely sure how it tells them that I'm doing the trick. It's such a weirdly complex motion they're asking me to do. And presumably I don't have to do the shape they're asking me to do every single time, right? I can do any of the shapes that I want, I would think. I don't think it makes a difference which of those shapes I'm trying to go for. It's hard to tell when... Again, I'm not really getting much feedback at all. I realize that in some cases I lose my Uber, but it still says you do this motion to do a trick, so I think I'm still able to do it. I may have to move on from this one, but you've got a hint of how to do this. But only a hint. No, I was not in any capacity trying to do a rotation like that. It's weird how it starts doing it started doing a flip partway into my trick too. Like I did the motion, then a moment afterward it started doing a flip. Why does it do that? Yeah, I'm gonna have to say maybe later on this one. Good luck getting through this game without doing Ubers, I imagine, but I'm just gonna have to give it another shot at a later point. Okay, next tutorial next time. This is gonna be an interesting experience.